Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to the first episode of Eurekas in a Row, where I go through my Eureka Massive Cinema series and pick out spine number consecutive runs of at least 3 titles, or at least 3 spine numbers. I did that with my consecutive criterions. Now, Eureka Massive Cinema isn't as well publicised or as popular or as it seems in Criterion. I mean, they don't even have 300 titles, whereas Criterion, obviously, they're about 1300 or something like that by now. But the MOC is certainly, I would say, the best at silent cinema. Their releases of silent films are just tremendous. And they do lots of great work. But again, they're just not as publicised, certainly on YouTube, as Criterion is. You don't have quite the cult that you do with Criterion. So please let me know if you have seen the films I'm going to talk about. Again, not in much depth. And what's your longest consecutive spine number in Eureka? Again, I'm not complete in the MOC. As I said, otherwise it would be one video, and I probably never will be complete. Some of them are out of print and going for ridiculous money, and there's other ones that I'm just not really interested in. So I thought we might as well start with spine numbers 1, 2 and 3, because that's always a good place to start. So at number 1 we have F.W. Murnau's Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans from 1927. This is always in the top 10 or top 20 of the greatest films of all time. I disagree with that. As we all know, I'm a bit weird. So from a technical standpoint, I would say this is a masterpiece. But as far as the story is concerned, about a couple of poor people from the country who are married and have an idyllic life, which is then torn apart by a woman from the city. Maybe it's an example of one of the earliest femme fatales. And then they're torn apart, then who knows if they'll ever come together. Split into 2 halves of 93 and 79 minutes. Again, technically it's a beautiful film, but again, story wise it's not really that interesting as far as I'm concerned. But as we know, I'm weird. Now, in the early days of the MOC, they would do Blu-ray and DVD sets. So some of these have the DVD as well. So this is a 3-disc set with the 2 halves of Sunrise on DVD, and then the Blu-ray, and also first pressings have a booklet, and this has internal artwork as well. And again, the booklet has notes on the restoration and an essay again about the restoration. So certainly an important film, and certainly a good one to start spine number 1. So there's 2 different versions, the movie tone and the Czech version. There's original English intertitles on the movie tone and optional English subtitles on the Czech. Original movie tone score, an alternate Olympic Chamber Orchestra score, and there's a full-length commentary by cinematographer John Bailey on the movie tone version. There's rare outtakes with John Bailey's commentary, and Murnau's Four Devils, Traces of a Lost Film, Janet Bergstrom's updated documentary on Murnau's lost film, an original trailer, because obviously Murnau is sadly in that group of filmmakers who died way too early. So Sunrise, an important film. Everybody else calls it a masterpiece, apart from me, but it's still very good, and obviously technically it's a brilliant film. Spy number 2, because that comes after 1. Johnny To's Mad Detective. It's technically Johnny To and Ka-Fai Wai from 2007, which was the biggest box office success in Hong Kong. This is about a detective who's mad. Yep. This is about a detective played by Ching Wan Lau, who sees people's inner personalities. So he has a special gift, shall we say. It has been a while since I've watched it. I mean, Johnny To, to me, personally, I haven't seen all of Johnny To's films because he has a ton of films. I've enjoyed all of them. He has a very high batting average for me, but he's never made a great film. But again, that's not anything bad. There's lots of filmmakers that would love to have the career Johnny To's had, and this is another just wonderful Johnny To film. It's a Blu-ray and DVD set, but I believe I gave the DVD set to someone. And again, you get a nice little booklet. Again, notes on viewing, and there's a very nice big long essay about the film. Of course, Johnny To films in Criterion as well. There's a high definition transfer supervised by the directors. There's 4 soundtracks. There's a Q&A with Johnny To at the Cinémathèque Française, which is 35 minutes, and there's exclusive cast interviews shot during the Far East Film Festival with Ching Wan Lau and Suet Lam from 2008, which is 14 minutes. And there's an interview with Johnny To in France from 2008, which is 21 minutes, and there's the original UK trailer. It's 86 minutes long, because that's one of the good things about Johnny To. He's an expert in pacing, and he knows how long a film should be, unlike so many other filmmakers we could mention. So his films are very economic. There's not a lot of wastage and downtime in Johnny To films. Just never drag. So number 3 from Japan is Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Tokyo Sonata, and again, in typical Kei Kurosawa fashion, this is a slow burn. He uses very static camera work, as he does in quite a lot of these films, or most of these films, and this is really about modern malaise, as a man is dumped from his salaryman job, and then his family, and we get to see each of the 4 family members' lives are obviously affected by his unemployment. And again, there's always that sense of dread, just the way Kurosawa uses the camera. It's a very, what's the word, not voyeuristic, but it does feel that you're seeing things that you really shouldn't as far as this family's life, not in the Takashi Miike sense. It's not one of my favourite Kiyoshi Kurosawa films, but it's certainly well worth watching if you're a fan, and well worth having. Again, this is a 3-disc edition, so it's a Blu-ray and 2 DVDs, and again you have a nice little booklet. Again, notes on viewing, and there's an essay. Again, you will recognise the actors in the film if you watch 21st century Japanese films. So this one has a making of documentary which is 61 minutes. There's a Q&A from Tokyo, September 2008, which is 12 minutes. Premiere footage from Tokyo in 2008, which is 15 minutes. There's a discussion on the DVD, which is 9 minutes, and the UK trailer, which is 3 minutes long, and the 28-page booklet. This is, should have actually said all of these. No, Sunrise is Region B, and Mad Detective and Tokyo Sonata are multi-region. This is 119 minutes long, and unlike Johnny To, I think Kiyoshi Kurosawa, sometimes his films are a little over long, and I would say Tokyo Sonata is probably a little over long. But again, that's just me, and as I've said before many times, my opinion is not fact. So that's the first 3 in Eureka MOC. As you can see, quite a different little selection of films. So hopefully you'll join me on this special journey of my Eurekas in a row. But please let me know what you think of these 3 films. Don't give me too much hate for not adoring Sunrise. And hopefully join me again for episode 2 of Eurekas in a row. This is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, saying farewell.